Welcome to Ancient Relics Keeper, where buried mysteries, unsolved phenomena, and the darkest corners of history slowly unravel through chilling tales and forgotten truths waiting to be uncovered. Picture yourself alone in the vast Karakum Desert of Turkmenistan, under a starlit sky. The air is chilly, but ahead, a fiery orange glow pulses against the darkness. As you approach, you see it. A 70-meter-wide pit, ablaze with flames that have burned for over 50 years. The heat stings and sulfur fills the air. This is the door to hell, a man-made wonder locals believe might connect to the underworld. Is it just an accident, or something more? The door to hell is unlike anything on Earth. Imagine a massive crater, larger than a football field, with flames roaring like a sci-fi scene. Created by a Soviet drilling mishap in the 1970s, this fire has burned non-stop, fed by an underground methane pocket. Unlike a campfire that fades, this blaze never dies, visible for miles in the desert. It's not just a curiosity, it's a puzzle. How did it start? Why does it endure? What lies beneath? Located in Turkmenistan's remote Karakum Desert, near the village of Derwiz, the pit is hard to reach, adding to its mystique. The name Door to Hell comes from locals, not scientists, reflecting the awe and fear it inspires. For generations, people have shared tales of spirits and strange sounds, making it feel otherworldly. Could it really be a gate to another realm? Science points to a gas fire, but the pit's relentless burn and eerie presence raise bigger questions. Chrono Secrets is about exploring the unknown, blending facts with wonder. In this video, we'll take you to the edge of the pit with stunning visuals, sweeping desert shots, dancing flames, and animations that bring the heat to life. We'll uncover surprising facts, microbes thriving in the blaze, theories of portals, and local legends of curses. From the accident that sparked it to recent scientific discoveries, we'll piece together the full story. This isn't just a video, it's an adventure. Whether you love science, spooky tales, or unsolved puzzles, we're inviting you to join us. Dare to step through the door to hell? The mystery awaits. The Door to Hell story begins in the shadows of the Soviet Union, likely around 1971. Though some whisper it could be the 1960s. The exact date is murky, lost in a secretive era when truth was as elusive as sand in Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert. This fuzziness fuels the mystery, making the door to hell more than a fire, it's a legend born in secrecy. In the vast, desolate Karakum, Soviet engineers were hunting for natural gas, a prize to fuel their empire. Picture them drilling deep, like treasure hunters in a desert the size of a small country. But their ambition backfired. They hit a massive methane pocket, and the unstable ground collapsed, swallowing their rig into a 70-meter-wide crater. It was a split-second disaster that turned a routine job into a myth. Gas hissed out, dangerous and invisible, threatening nearby villages like Derwiz. To stop it, the Soviets lit it on fire, expecting the flames to die in weeks. They were wrong. The gas pocket was enormous, and over 50 years later, the fire still rages. Imagine a stove burning since the 1970s, never running out of fuel. This miscalculation by experts no less shows nature's power to outsmart even the boldest plans. Why the secrecy? The Soviet Union buried failures like this, especially during the Cold War. No clear records exist, only fragmented stories. Was it an embarrassing blunder or something more? The lack of answers is like a puzzle with missing pieces, making the door to hell feel like the Earth's own secret. The workers, ordinary people, not villains, saw the ground give way. Their names lost, but their story etched into this fiery landmark. Unlike typical drilling accidents, which fade or are fixed, the door to hell endures, a permanent scar on the desert. It's not just a mistake, it's a phenomenon. Burning through decades, defying time itself. What keeps it alive? Join us as we unravel the mystery of this blazing enigma. Imagine driving through an endless sea of sand, your GPS dead, the world silent except for the hum of your engine. In the distance, a glow flickers, not a campfire, but a roaring pit of fire blazing in the heart of Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert. This is the door to hell, a fiery enigma in one of Earth's loneliest places, so remote it feels like a secret carved into the planet. Why does this burning mystery hide in such isolation? The Karakum Desert is a relentless expanse, swallowing 70% of Turkmenistan in dunes and cracked earth. Picture a barren world where the horizon never changes. No towns, no trees, just sand and silence. It's a place that dwarfs you, like standing alone under a limitless sky. In this vast emptiness, near the tiny village of Derwiz, the door to hell burns. Derwiz, a speck of a settlement 260 kilometers from the capital, Ashgabat, clings to life amid the desert's grip. The pit's glow, just outside this isolated outpost, feels like a beacon in a forgotten realm. Pinpointed at 40.2525 degrees north, 58.4394 degrees east, but don't expect an easy trip. The Karakum's terrain, jagged rocks, shifting dunes, and no water challenges even seasoned travelers. Summer scorches at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Winter bites with sub-zero chills. Yet the door to hell blazes through it all, defiant, a flame untouched by the desert's extremes. Reaching it means navigating rough tracks in a 4x4, often with a local guide, as Turkmenistan's strict permits and watchful government add another lock to this hidden vault. It's a journey, not a joyride, like chasing a myth to its source. This isolation isn't just distance, it's a spell. The door to hell feels forbidden, a place the world wasn't meant to find. Unlike crowded wonders like the Grand Canyon, it's a rare, man-made marvel, born from a mistake, not nature's hand. Its inaccessibility, rough roads, sparse villages, a closed-off country makes standing at its edge feel like breaching a secret. Think of Area 51 or the Bermuda Triangle, places where isolation breeds legend. The Karakum's desolation wraps the pit in mystery, as if the earth chose this lonely spot to guard its fiery heart. Why here, in this desolate nowhere? Is it chance? Or does the Karakum solitude hold the key to the door to hell's secrets? Join us as we step into this blazing, untouchable enigma. Picture a hole so vast it could swallow a soccer field, hole 60 to 70 meters wide, its jagged edges crumbling like broken stone. The door to hell isn't a crack you step over. It's a chasm that humbles you, a scar in the Karakum Desert that feels like it could devour the stars. Plunging 20 to 30 meters deep, the height of a 10-story building, its fiery depths hide in a swirl of smoke and flame, whispering secrets of the earth. This isn't just a pit. It's a portal, daring you to peer into the unknown. The heat hits like a hammer, soaring past 1,000 degrees Celsius at the center, twice as hot as a pizza oven, fierce enough to melt steel. Even at the edge, it scorches your face, sweat dripping as if you're standing in a furnace. Unlike a campfire that fades or a grill you can escape, this fire never stops, burning since the 1970s with relentless fury. Methane gas, bubbling from vast underground reserves, fuels this inferno, an endless supply that defies logic, like a lantern that never dims. Scientists say billions of cubic meters of gas could keep it blazing for centuries, turning a Soviet mistake into a fiery marvel. At night, the pit transforms into a beacon, its orange glow slicing through the desert's icy darkness, visible for miles like a fallen star. The flames dance with the Karakum's wild winds, leaping from deep red to golden yellow, sometimes flashing a ghostly blue. This restless fire, shimmering with heat-bent air, feels alive, pulsing like a heartbeat in the desert's frozen embrace. The contrast chilly air on your back, searing heat on your face is surreal, as if the pit is an intruder in a silent world. The air reeks of sulfur, a sharp sting like rotten eggs or struck matches, a primal scent from the earth's depths. The ground nearby is baked into a brittle crust, lifeless, as if the fire claimed the desert itself. Standing at the edge, you feel a thrill laced with fear. The unstable rim could crumble. The heat could burn. Danger hums in the air like a storm about to break. Yet the flames mesmerize, pulling you in like a sunset you can't stop watching. Your heart racing as beauty and peril collide. Compared to other fiery wonders like Azerbaijan's gentle Yanar Dag, or a volcano's natural fury, the door to hell stands alone. A man-made accident turned eternal blaze. Its scale and intensity are unmatched. A comet in a sky of candles. What fuels this endless fire? Why does it burn where the world feels so still? Join us as we step closer to the door to hell's searing mystery. At the edge of the door to hell, flames roar like a furnace in Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert, their heat scorching skin and sulfur stench biting the air. For over 50 years, this fiery crater has blazed without pause, a defiant enigma glowing like a signal from another realm. What drives this relentless inferno? Does it hide secrets beyond science's grasp? Methane gas powers this beast, a natural fuel surging from deep underground like an untamed river. In the 1970s, Soviet engineers drilled into a massive pocket, igniting it to burn off what they thought was a short-lived leak. Instead, the fire has raged for decades, a runaway blaze fed by a seemingly bottomless reserve. Methane, the same gas fueling kitchen stoves or home heaters, flows here in wild abundance, its invisible stream sustaining a fire that mocks containment. Unlike a candle snuffed out or a grill turned off, this inferno needs no tending. It burns as long as air and gas collide. The scale of this gas reserve staggers belief. Estimates suggest billions of cubic meters lie beneath, enough to fill millions of Olympic pools. Yet no one can measure it precisely. The pit's searing heat over 1,000 degrees Celsius at its core melts instruments, and its unstable rim defies close study. Unlike checking a car's fuel gauge or a fridge's milk jug, this gas supply remains a riddle, its vastness fueling both flames and questions. A simple equation keeps the fire alive. Methane meets oxygen, sparking combustion. Desert winds swirl, delivering endless air to the blaze, like bellows stoking a forge. This basic chemistry, familiar from school labs or lit burners, scales up here to a colossal experiment, running unchecked for half a century. The Karakum's geology amplifies the spectacle. Its vast gas fields among the world's largest holding fuel formed over eons, like a buried vault of ancient energy. Turkmenistan, a gas powerhouse, thrives on these reserves, but the door to hell exposes their raw, chaotic force, a leak no pipeline can tame. Scientists grapple with the pit's secrets, their studies hampered by its ferocity. Drones and sensors brave the heat, tracing gas from depths perhaps a kilometer below, where rock pressure drives it upward like a geyser. Yet, gaps persist. How much gas remains? Why does it endure? Some predict decades or centuries of fire. Others see the pit's collapsed structure as a wild card, trapping gas in ways no model can predict. Unlike routine measurements, a doctor's thermometer or a mechanic's gauge, the door to hell resists answers. Its mysteries as stubborn as its flames. Other fire pits pale in comparison. Azerbaijan's Yanar Dag flickers gently, a candle to this bonfire. New York's eternal flame is a mere spark. Natural fires rarely last decades, and none match this man-made monster's scale. Could the gas have ignited alone? A stray spark, lightning, static, or shifting rocks might have started it. blurring the line between Soviet error and nature's will. This ambiguity deepens the intrigue, hinting the Earth itself might have claimed the stage. Underground pressure, like a coiled spring, pushes methane upward, a force as relentless as the fire it feeds. Earthquakes, though rare in the Karakum, could jolt this system, altering gas flow or reshaping the pit. Such possibilities, however slight, add unpredictability, like a storm lurking on a clear day. How long will the fire burn? Decades, centuries, or beyond? No one can say, as if the pit guards its timeline like a locked book. Science explains much methane, oxygen, geology, but not all. Unanswered questions: gas volume, longevity, hidden depths leave room for doubt. Is it merely a massive leak? Or do stranger forces lurk? Like a car's unexplained rattle or a phone's glitch, the door to hell defies full understanding, its gaps fueling wonder. Join us as we chase the science and adventure, from gas fields to a daring descent, to unlock the secrets of this eternal flame. Now, let's shift gears to an adventure that sounds like it's straight out of a movie. In 2013, a man named George Karounis became the first person to set foot inside the door to hell, descending into its fiery depths on a mission that was equal parts science and insanity. Picture yourself gearing up to climb into a giant oven, knowing one wrong move could be your last. That's what Karounis did, and what he found down there might change how we see this pit. Let's follow his journey, a heart-pounding quest that shows just how far we'll go to unravel the door to hell's secrets. Who is George Karounis? He's a Canadian explorer and storm chaser, the kind of guy who runs toward tornadoes and volcanoes for fun. Think of him like the friend who always picks the wildest hiking trail or the most daring roller coaster. What was the goal? Karounis aimed to grab samples from the pit's floor, hoping to find microbes, tiny living things too small to see without a microscope. Why? Because finding life in a place this extreme could tell us about life in other harsh places, like Mars or deep-sea vents. It's like checking your fridge for mold after a month away. Sounds gross, but it's science. These microbes, if they existed, would be clues to how life adapts to impossible odds, a discovery that could rewrite textbooks. Karounis wasn't just exploring. He was hunting for answers to one of science's biggest questions. Where can life survive? The conditions inside the pit were a nightmare. The heat, as we know, can hit 1,000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt metal. The air was thick with toxic gases, like methane and sulfur dioxide, which can choke you or burn your lungs. It's like walking into a room filled with car exhaust, except it's also on fire. The ground was unstable, crumbling underfoot, and the flames were unpredictable, flaring up without warning. Imagine trying to cook dinner on a stove that randomly shoots flames at you. That's the kind of danger Karounis faced. These conditions made the mission a high-stakes gamble, a test of human courage and ingenuity. To survive, Karounis used special gear like a superhero suiting up for battle. He wore a heat-resistant suit, the kind firefighters might use, but tougher, designed to withstand temperatures that would cook a normal person. Think of it like wearing a spacesuit, bulky and heavy, but your only shield against the fire. He had an oxygen tank and mask to breathe clean air, like a scuba diver underwater. Ropes and harnesses kept him tethered to the surface, like a climber scaling a cliff, ensuring he could be pulled back if things went wrong. It's the kind of setup you'd see in a sci-fi movie, except this was real, with real flames licking at his boots. Here's the big reveal. Karounis found life. Yes, life inside the door to hell. When scientists tested the samples he brought back, they discovered microbes, tiny organisms that thrive in the pit's scorching, toxic environment. It's like finding a plant growing in a microwave or a fish swimming in boiling water. These microbes are extremophiles, creatures that love conditions that would kill most life. This discovery was huge, showing that life can survive in places we thought were impossible. In our lives, we're amazed when a weed pushes through concrete. Imagine that, but in a fire pit. These microbes are a testament to life's stubbornness, a clue that the door to hell isn't just a place of destruction, but a strange kind of cradle. Why does this matter? Finding microbes in the door to hell isn't just cool, it's a game changer. It suggests life could exist in other extreme places, like the icy moons of Jupiter or the volcanic plains of Mars. It's like realizing your backyard could hide treasures you never imagined. These microbes could teach us how life began on Earth, back when our planet was a hot, toxic mess. They're like tiny time travelers, carrying secrets from billions of years ago. This discovery makes the door to hell a scientific goldmine, a place where a fire pit becomes a window into the universe. Let's compare this to Mars. The red planet is cold, dry, and harsh, with no air to breathe and radiation that fries anything unprotected. But it has volcanoes and underground heat, places where microbes like the ones in the door to hell might survive. Finding life in the pit is like a dress rehearsal for finding life on Mars. It shows us what to look for and how to look. It's like practicing a recipe before cooking for a big party. This connection makes Kurunis's mission more than a stunt. It's a step toward answering one of humanity's biggest questions. Are we alone in the universe? How did the science world react? They were floored. Finding life in the door to hell was like discovering a new species in your backyard. Researchers called it a breakthrough, proof that life can adapt to almost anything. Some compared it to finding bacteria in Antarctica's ice or deep-sea vents, but the pit's heat and toxicity made it even more extreme. It's like finding a flower in a furnace. Nobody thought it was possible. This reaction shows why Kurunis's mission mattered, turning a fiery pit into a lab for studying life's limits. What's happened since? Scientists have kept studying the microbes, trying to understand how they survive. They found similar extremophiles in other harsh places, like hot springs or acidic lakes, but the door to hell's bugs are unique. It's like finding a rare coin in a pile of pennies. These studies are ongoing, but they're slow. Getting more samples is risky and expensive. It's like trying to study a tiger by sneaking into its den. This work keeps the door to hell in the scientific spotlight, a place where a man-made mistake became a key to unlocking life's secrets. Going back into the pit is tough. The heat, the gas, the unstable ground, it's a death trap. Kurunis's descent was a 1-in-a-million shot, and repeating it would take serious money and guts. It's like trying to climb Everest twice, possible, but brutal. Scientists want more samples, but for now, they're working with what they have, like chefs making a meal with limited ingredients. This difficulty adds to the pit's mystique, a place that guards its secrets even from the bravest explorers. Why are these microbes so important? They're not just culinary clues to life's origins. Earth was once a hellscape with no oxygen and scorching heat. Microbes like these might have been the first life, kickstarting everything from trees to humans. It's like finding the first page of a book that tells the story of life. They also hint at life elsewhere, on planets we've only seen through telescopes. This makes the door to hell a cosmic puzzle piece, a fire pit that might help us understand the stars. Finally, what else is down there? Kurunis's trip gave us a glimpse, but the pit's depths are still a mystery. Beneath a boundless Karakum sky, where stars gleam over endless dunes, the village of Derwiz nestles against the desert's edge. A distant fire, the door to hell, casts an eerie orange glow, its flames hissing like a restless wind, burning for over 50 years. In village homes, families huddle by small fires, their faces warmed by embers as they trade hushed tales of spirits trapped in the blaze. A cursed pit born of human error, or a hidden realm beneath the sands. More than a Soviet drilling mishap from the 1970s. This fiery crater is a living legend, woven into Turkmen life. Why do these stories endure? passed down like treasured heirlooms. What do they reveal about the villagers who live in its shadow? The name Door to Hell, born from Derwe's villagers, carries raw power, not a label crafted by outsiders. Its roaring flames and pulsing heat evoke a primal force, a chasm that could lead to an underworld of shadows. This title, forged in awe, mirrors the community's struggle to grasp a fire that defies logic, a name that binds their fear and wonder into a single phrase. Far from a mere gas fire, the pit becomes a story, its glow a spark that ignites the village's imagination. Whispers tell of spirits bound to the flames, their forms flickering in the smoke under the desert's starry veil. These might be ancient nomads, lost souls, or workers from the 1971 disaster, forever tied to the pit's heat. In the Karakum's haunting silence, such tales feel alive, giving the fire a watchful presence, as if each flicker hides a restless echo. These stories, shared in low voices, lend the pit a soul, transforming its glow into a bridge between worlds, where the living and unseen converge. Some speak of a secret world below, a fiery gateway to an underworld of mystery. Rooted in Turkmen beliefs that the earth harbors hidden realms, the pit becomes a portal, its flames a path to caverns or forgotten powers. This tale casts the door to hell as more than a Blasian mythic threshold, where the desert's heart pulses with untold secrets, stirring wonder in every glance at its smoky depths. Villagers shun the pit at night, when the Karakum's shadows deepen and the fire's glow sharpens, as if it stirs in the dark. This unspoken rule, born of respect for the pit's danger, marks it as a forbidden realm, its flames ruling the night with an untamed will. The desert's eerie quiet amplifies this caution, making the pit a place where daylight's logic fades, its heat a warning that hums through the dunes. Strange sounds pierce the silence, hisses like sharp breaths, whistles like escaping steam, or faint murmurs rising with the smoke. To locals, these are the pit's voice, perhaps spirits speaking or the earth groaning under the fire's weight. Science may point to venting gas or wind over jagged edges, but for Derwees, these noises are the pit's heartbeat, a call that tests courage and fuels its legend with every unsettling note. Many call the pit cursed, a fiery retribution for the Soviet drilling that tore into the earth. This belief frames the 1971 accident as a violation, the flames a lesson in humility, a wound the desert refuses to heal. Rooted in Turkmen reverence for the land as a living force, this tale paints the pit as a moral warning, urging respect for a world that answers arrogance with fire. These stories spring from ancient Turkmen traditions, where the Karakum is sacred, alive with spirits in every dune and breeze. The door to hell fits this worldview, its flames a fiery altar where the divine and earthly meet. This cultural bond makes the pit a spiritual landmark, its glow a thread tying the village to its ancestral beliefs, a fire that burns in both desert and soul. The pit echoes religious visions of hell-Christian lakes of fire, Islamic abysses of torment, its sulfur and flames a mirror of eternal punishment. For villagers, this resonance deepens the pit's dread, its blaze a glimpse of something timeless, a fear that binds their stories to humanity's oldest terrors, making the fire feel both local and universal. In Derwees, the door to hell is a cultural anchor, a source of pride that sets the village apart. Shared with children like a cherished song, these tales shape identity, binding neighbors in a shared legacy. The pit's glow, ever present on the horizon, marks Derwees as unique, a place where fire and story intertwine, defining a community that thrives in its shadow. Local guides weave these tales for tourists, their words painting spirits and curses as vividly as the flames themselves. Each story off eerie lights or sudden flares turns the pit into a living mystery, a journey beyond a mere sight. Visitors, gripped by these yarns, leave with their own tales, spreading the pit's legend like embers carried by the wind, each retelling growing its myth. In Derweeze, by firelight, villagers share stories that breathe life into the door to hell, their voices a chorus that keeps the flames eternal. These tale-soft spirits, underworlds, and curses are the pit's soul, a tapestry of fear and wonder that makes the desert's heart beat. Do they hold a truth hidden in the fire's glow? Join us as we chase the whispers of the Karakum. In the Karakum Desert's silent expanse, where stars gleam over endless dunes, the door to hell blazes with an orange glow, its flames hissing for over 50 years. At its edge, heat sears, sulfur stinks, and an eerie wail rides the wind, stirring whispers of a gateway to hell itself. Beyond a Soviet drilling error from the 1970s, this fiery pit fuels supernatural tales-off underworld portals, cosmic doorways, and spirits in the flames. These stories, born from its relentless fire and haunting presence, probe the edges of fear and wonder. What lies beyond the blaze? The pit's roaring flames, sulfurous fumes, and eternal burn echo religious visions of hell-Christian lakes of fire, Islamic pits of torment feeling like a sacred nightmare made real. For Derweeze villagers, it's a warning from below, its brimstone stench and endless fire a mirror of ancient fears, resonating across faiths. Ancient myths of hidden Getesto Hades underworld or Norse fiery realms frame the pit as a timeless portal, its flames a barrier to another world. Strange lights, fleeting blue or green flickers, spark tales of spirits or underworld glimpses, defying simple chemistry in the desert's eerie quiet. Visitors report a tingling energy, a heavy presence beyond heat or isolation, as if the pit watches back. Like Area 51 or the Bermuda Triangle, it feels like a crack in reality, bending the world's rules, inviting speculation of cosmic portals to other dimensions. Fire's dual role in faith purifying or punishing casts the pit as both sacred and terrifying, a blaze reflecting salvation or doom. These stories persist because the pit's mystery, its size, endurance, and uncanny glow defies science's methane and oxygen explanation, leaving room for wonder. At midnight, the flames surge, smoke curling like a beckoning hand, the air moaning faintly. Science calls it gas, but the pit's power stirs doubt, its glow a challenge. Is this a doorway to another world? Its legend, spread through tales and art, burns beyond the desert, a fire haunting the global imagination. In 2010, President Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov ordered the fire's extinction, decrying the waste of methane, a valuable resource that could fuel Turkmenistan's gas-driven economy. His directive aimed to douse the flames and erase a 40-year symbol of failure, a pit drawing global curiosity. Yet, the fire defied his command, its glow mocking the nation's resolve, signaling a battle far tougher than anticipated. The 2010 plan sought to harvest the pit's methane, turning a liability into wealth. Engineers envisioned pipes channeling gas to refineries, transforming a burning scar into a national asset. But the pit's 1,000 degrees Celsius inferno melted equipment, its surging gas pressure thwarted control, and the Karakum's remote dunes hindered access. This vision exposed the pit's dual nature, a potential fortune guarded by a ferocious blaze. In 2022, another attempt faltered, its details veiled but marked by heavy machinery and expert teams. The fire endured, its flames a taunt to Derweeze villagers, who spoke in hushed tones of its stubborn might. This defeat cemented the pit's legend, a blaze that seemed to resist with purpose, deepening its enigma. Technical barriers define these failures. The fire's searing heat incinerates tools, methane surges unpredictably, and crumbling edges risk collapse, making intervention perilous. The desert's isolation demands grueling logistics, with no roads to ease the haul of supplies. These obstacles render the pit a fortress of flame, humbling every effort. Financial costs loom large, with millions needed for specialized gear and expertise. For gas-rich Turkmenistan, this expense competes with surer investments like pipelines, a dilemma pitting ambition against pragmatism. This burden sustains the fire, a mystery fueled by economics as much as methane. Experts doubt current technology's ability to stop the blaze, citing the pit's unique collapse structure and immense gas flow. Proposals like concrete seals or oxygen deprivation remain untested, high-risk gambles stymied by heat and instability. This skepticism underscores the pit's exceptional defiance. Sealing the pit risks ground collapse, its fragile edges eroded by decades of heat and pressure. Such a catastrophe could endanger lives and worsen damage, turning every plan into a precarious wager. This threat bolsters the pit's mystique, a fire guarded by chaos. Unlike smaller gas fires quenched with sand or blasts, the door to hell's vast scale and methane reservoir defy precedent. Modern solutions drilling relief wells or advanced seals offer faint hope but demand unproven feats in a hostile environment, keeping the struggle alive. Failed attempts weave into Derwe's lore, tales of engineers humbled by flames shared over tea. These stories elevate the pit's myth, a symbol of resistance that captivates villagers and visitors. Its glow a saga of human grit undone by fire. Debates rage over the fire's fate. Some urge extinction to curb methane emissions. Others favor letting it burn to avoid worse leaks. Politics and economics muddy the choice, with tourism's allure and pipeline priorities sidelining the pit, a fire sustained by human indecision. Will the fire fade as gas depletes, or burn for centuries as a monument to folly? Its future remains uncertain, a riddle flickering in the dunes. The door to hell, a human error grown into legend, challenges our ingenuity and resolve, daring us to tame a blaze that may be eternal. One theory claims the pit stems from a failed Soviet military experiment during the Cold War, a clandestine project to harness gas for power. The fire, burning relentlessly, hides a botched operation, its flames a screen for a shameful secret. In Derwe's, whispers tell of strange equipment in the desert before the blaze, hinting at a truth buried in secrecy. Another tale suggests a Soviet geological weapon, a test to trigger earthquakes or eruptions gone awry. The pit's vast scale and endless gas flow fuel suspicions of an unnatural wound, its flames masking a failed experiment. This theory draws on the era's bold projects, casting the fire as a relic of reckless ambition. A wilder theory envisions the pit as a space portal, a rift to another dimension. Its eternal glow and strange lights flashes of blue or green stir tales of a cosmic gateway, as if the Soviets pierced a barrier between worlds. The fire's surreal power lends credence to this otherworldly narrative. These theories tie the pit to global conspiracies like Area 51 or the Bermuda Triangle, nodes in a network of secrets. Turkmenistan's secrecy and the lack of Soviet records void of fragmented reports amplify suspicion, suggesting a cover-up. In Derwe's, elders recall hushed cleanups, feeding the notion of concealed truths. Adventurers report odd sensations near the Pita Chill, a hum, fleeting sounds adding to its mystique. These accounts, shared in village cafes, paint the fire as alive with secrets, bending reality. Science insists it's methane burning, a geological quirk, but the pit's scale and endurance defy simple answers, keeping conspiracies alive. Whispers of these tales spread in Derwe's and beyond, each retelling weaving new twists. The human urge to find meaning in the unexplained drives these stories, the pit's enigma a spark for suspicion. Like tales of secret labs or lost ships, they place the door to hell in a lineage of mysteries, reflecting our fear of hidden truths. These conspiracies transform the pit into a symbol of intrigue, drawing visitors to search its flames for clues. The fire, hissing in the desert's quiet, becomes a riddle, its glow a challenge to probe the shadows, questioning whether a deeper secret burns beneath its surface. Some scientists foresee the methane reserves depleting, the fire sputtering out within decades or a century, leaving a silent crater. In Derwize, villagers might gaze at the dimming glow, relieved by environmental reprieve yet mourning a lost landmark, like a riverbed gone dry after years of flow. This vision offers hope for a healed desert, its stillness reclaimed. Others predict an eternal blaze, with billions of cubic meters of gas sustaining the fire for generations. The pit could become a permanent wonder, its glow woven into Derwize lore, a symbol of endurance told to children, like a star fixed in the sky, its flames a legacy of human error turned legend. Advanced technologies drilling relief wells or concrete seals propose solutions, but the pit's 1,000 degrees Celsius heat, surging gas pressure, and unstable ground defy them. These methods, untested and risky, demand precision in a furnace, like fixing a roaring engine mid-run. Researchers debate cautiously, ambition tempered by the fire's ferocity. Costs in the millions for equipment and expertise challenge Turkmenistan's gas-driven economy, like choosing between a risky surgery or a safer investment. Risks of collapse or explosions make sealing the pit a gamble, sustaining the fire as resources favor pipelines over uncertain battles. Extinguishing the fire would transform the Karakum, cooling the scorched crater and restoring silence. Derwize villagers might marvel at the quiet, their memories of the glow bittersweet, like a town recalling a vanished bridge. The desert's character would shift, losing a fiery icon as enduring as its dunes. Capturing the pit's methane for profit remains a dream, turning waste into wealth for Turkmenistan's gas-reliant economy. Yet, blistering heat, volatile gas, and crumbling earth thwart efforts, like building in a quake zone. This ambition persists, a faint hope to rewrite the fire's story as one of redemption. Unlike volcanoes that quiet or geysers that pause, the door to hell's unbroken burns 60 to 70 meters wide, fed by vast methane defies natural cycles, like a clock that never stops. Its singular power sets it apart, a blaze that redefines the Earth's rhythms. Climate change looms large, with the pit's methane and CO2 emissions warming the planet, like a heavy blanket trapping heat. Extinguishing it could ease this burden, but unburned methane poses a worse threat, a choice between evils that ties the fire to a global crisis. If the fire dies, Derwize tourism could fade, its economy strained like a town losing its festival. Villagers, proud of the pit's fame, might feel a quiet loss, their identity tied to its glow, like a family parting with a storied home. The pit's scientific value shines, its gas flow and heat-loving microbes offering insights into reserves and life's limits, like a rare reef studied for secrets. Even sealed, its data could endure, a window into the Earth's depths. Villagers might resist the fire's end, seeing it as a cultural heart, like a town guarding its oldest tree. Its glow is their story, its flames their resilience, a loss that could stir grief despite progress, a blaze that carries their soul. Will the door to hell fade or burn eternal? What lies beneath its flames? Gas, mystery, or something unnamed? The pit's riddle roars in the desert silence, its glow a challenge to probe the unknown, a fire that burns with questions unanswered. If unexplained stories give you chills, don't forget to follow Ancient Relics Keeper, where time and mystery intertwine, and every ending is just the beginning of another unanswered question.